Hey, welcome to The Loop. This week, we're talking about the importance of grandparents. And Brandon, as parents, we're asked frequently, what do we do? What does a parent do if their child doesn't want to follow Jesus?
Yeah, that's a gut-wrenching question that I think a lot of parents are struggling with, especially as the parents are dealing with adult children.
Exactly.
They're looking at their kids. They raise them in church. They raise them to love Jesus and know Jesus and have a relationship with Jesus. And then the child gets out on their own and they start to walk away from the faith that they were raised in. And that is a punch in the gut for a lot of parents.
And I'm guessing it's, like you said, punch in the gut. It's gut-wrenching, and that's why Dennis Ray's here. As a grandparent, it's gut-wrenching. It's a punch in the gut because you see not only your child walking away from the faith, right, but you feel like your grandchildren are not learning anything about the faith. Yep. So as a grandparent, what do you do with your grandchildren and your children when your children have walked away from the faith, or they don't want anything to do with Jesus, but you still want to see your grandchildren come to love Jesus Christ?
Well, you're going to have to be patient. You never quit.
Yeah, that's good.
You stay the course. Paul tells Timothy in 2 Timothy 4:2, he says, preach the word, be prepared in season and out of season, correct, rebuke, and encourage, and with great patience and careful instruction. For the time will come when men will not put up with sound doctrine. Instead, to suit their own desires, they will gather around them a great number of teachers to say what their itching ears want to hear. That's scary.
Yeah. You know, I listen to that passage and I hear, okay, that there's a time when people don't want to hear the truth.
Right.
But Paul seems to still suggest that they need to hear the truth.
Yep.
And so it doesn't mean that we shut up. It doesn't mean that we come to a place in our lives where we stop sharing the gospel. We certainly don't do that. We continue to share the gospel, but the key words there were be careful. He uses those words, and then he says be patient.
Be patient.
Yep. And so we keep sharing the truth, but we need to be really, really careful that we push the gospel without pushing our kids away.
It's crucial. You know, I remember Jeremy preached a sermon a while back, and he used a term. He said he had never heard the term Bible thumper before. My children would call me a Bible thumper before.
Yeah.
So I'm careful.
Yeah.
But I want to flesh it out.
Yep.
I want to lead by example with them. I want to make sure they see Christ in me as best as possible. And that sometimes that means biting your tongue and not saying what you really want to say sometimes. But then there are times when you have to say what you really want to say also.
Yep, absolutely. You know, I look at our church, and one of the things that I love is I do see a lot of grandparents who are bringing their grandchildren to church. And so, you know, whatever is in the heart of the parent, I'm not going to judge it. But I will say this, there are a lot of young families out there who are willing to let their young children go to church with grandma or grandpa because they want a Sunday morning off.
Yep.
And so make the most of that opportunity. Leverage things like Extreme Week.
Right.
And say, okay, like here's an entire week where my kids are more than happy to let the grandkid leave the house, go to an Extreme Week VBS kind of thing at the church. They get a couple of hours of Jesus every night of the week. And as a result, I'm making deposits into their life and helping them realize the importance of a relationship with Jesus. And so make the most of those opportunities and capitalize on them by bringing the kids to church, taking them to Extreme Week, and doing everything you can to help those grandchildren come to know their need for Jesus.
Every opportunity. The gospel will present itself if you keep presenting it.
Yep. Be prepared in season and out of season. Make the most of every opportunity that comes your way.